All right, it's about that time. Welcome everyone to Magical Mama Mindset Makeover. I will be your hostess this evening and guide, Elizabeth Watson. Let's jump right into it. I want to say thank you for being here with me because it is time to rediscover your spark, Mama. I am so thrilled that you are here with me. So, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to cover the basic steps of a makeover, at least what I conceive of them as the basic steps. And you'll recognize these from every Cinderella story ever told. So, I think of them as this. When it's makeover time, the first step is to take a look in the mirror. And then we're going to find some inspiration for that new you. Then we're going to make the commitment to that new. We're going to take it one piece at a time and stay true to you. I'm going to go over what all of that has to do with us, but I want you to know that by the end of this experience, you will have a deeper, stronger, and more intentionally crafted connection to, as well as appreciation of the magical mama that is you. From here, you can create and manifest anything in your life, for your family, in the world. You'll have a whole new way of thinking about things, a refreshed sense of self, not a replaced, a refreshed sense of self. And you'll get to sprinkle a little magic into each and every day. So you will get to claim that power to manifest, adopt that new way of thinking about yourself and the world, refresh your sense of self, and sprinkle magic in every day. Does that sound good? Are you interested? Okay, let's keep going. Why is this important? Why does this matter? Well, number one, as we know, happy moms make happy kids. It's just the facts. They make happy families, they make happy homes, happy wife, happy life. It's just the reality of things. We are kind of the heart of the home. And so when we are a happy heart, then that radiates out to our entire family, our entire sphere. We are all more than one thing. We are more than just mom. We are more than just wife. We are more than just the job. We are so multifaceted. And yet we end up getting relegated or buried under one or two of those roles. And we don't feel as connected to the other parts of ourselves. And that's not the way it has to be because we all need more than a standard life. You are here because you know you deserve more than a standard life. You are meant for more. You have felt it in your marrow for some time now. And I am here to help you reclaim it. Okay. If we're talking Cinderella story, I am your fairy godmother, and I am so excited to sprinkle that fairy dust, wave that wand, and get us going in the right direction. Are you with me on this? Does this sound good? Okay. Awesome. Let's keep going. Before we dive into too much more, I want us to pause for just a moment and I want to set an intention for our time together. We are going to be here for 45 minutes, less than that now. And I want to make sure that we get the most out of this. So I want you to take a minute and however it is comfortable for you, I'd like you to ground and center. So obviously, if you're driving, don't close your eyes, but do take a deep breath with me. Okay, I want you to tune into the here and now. I want you to really give yourself this time. I want you to breathe in your intention. Why did you come here? What are you hoping to get out of this? What is it you want by the end of this time together? Breathe that in deeply. Hold it and exhale all of the doubts that you can have that, okay? And as we go forward, I want you to hold on to that intention, okay? I want you to keep it close to your heart as you listen to me talk, because this is about your journey. You are the Cinderella here. You are the main character. So who am I? Well, as I said, I'm going to be your fairy godmother, and I am Elizabeth Watson. If you don't know me, I am a wife, a mom of three. I am homeschooling my older two while our little toddler runs around and keeps things interesting. I'm also a certified mindset and manifestation coach. I hold multiple certifications from Transformation Academy, which is an accredited institution. I am an intuitive empathic reader. So I read tarot, oracle, and a lot of other things, actually. And I am on a lifelong journey of self love. I am a recovering self worth struggler. I have been through the ropes with all of this and come out the other side of my own pumpkin midnight glass slipper expedition. So I absolutely know that this is possible for you. And I am so thrilled and honored to be the guide on your journey. But before we get too far into things, I want to ask you to minimize distractions. Now, I understand we are moms, we are always multitasking, we have 1,000 things going on. If this is not a time where you can truly commit to giving me, you know, 80% of your focus, then I'm going to ask you to pause here and come back and watch the replay because I really do want you to get the most out of this, or commit to listening now and watching the replay again so that you can really truly absorb it all. I want you to give yourself this time. This is one of the first steps in this process. It's not listed, but it's vital to prioritize yourself, even just for a little bit. That's how we make this makeover work, right? Giving ourselves that time. So reduce as many distractions as you can. Have something to take notes so that it helps you stay focused on this and not give into the temptation to scroll socials or check emails or hop out and see what dinner's doing or separate the kids because maybe somebody else isn't really watching them. Okay. I want you to be with me on this. And stay with me till the end because I have a gift for you to express my appreciation for taking this journey with me and prioritizing yourself because, Mama, I know that is not easy. So, are you ready for a makeover? Is it okay if we do this? Are you ready? Because I am so excited to start waving that magic wand just for you. So, let's roll into it. Oh, good. I'm so excited. Step number one. Let's take a look in the mirror, Mama, because here's the reality. Moms, especially ages 30 to 50, but all across the spectrum, are facing truly unique challenges. And especially if we're intuitive or empathic as well, if we have a little bit of that magic in us, then right now is a very challenging time. There are a lot of things that are making this one of the most complex times to be a mom. The generational divide is both smaller and greater than it has ever been. So, I mean, we are having 5 generations, right, alive at one time. I don't think we've ever seen that on a consistent basis before. We are also seeing the gap between the generations of our parents and our grandparents be so much greater than that of our kids or even ourselves in some respects. We're seeing such a disparity between the world that our parents grew up in and the world we're raising our children in. The things are just going at lightning speed. We are more connected on a global scale than ever in human history. And that is both a plus and a minus. Like it's a pro that we get to talk to each other tonight across the world or, day, wherever you are, obviously. But it's a minus that in that connection, we end up with a comparison culture and we end up with shortened attention spans and we end up with cyberbullying following our kids home and just a whole plethora of things that we never had to think about before. Education and medicine and technology and income are not advancing at the same rates. Okay, we know this. We've seen it in the housing market, we're seeing it in medical insurance, and on and on and on and on. There is a bigger gap forming between the need and the income that we are receiving to meet that need. We're still infected by old ideas of what a mother's role should be, even though today's modern mom deals with nothing like what even our mothers, let alone our grandmothers and great grandmothers had to deal with. They had struggles and challenges of their own, but ours are very different and it takes a different mindset to approach them. And when we're still kind of holding on to a little bit of that 40s, 50s, even 60s idea that a woman's place is in the home, I mean, that's great if you make that choice. I personally have, but that shouldn't dictate. And we shouldn't also be dictated by the boomer idea that everybody should get out in the workplace. Everybody should go to college and get the job and invest in the 401k and get the property and on and on and on. right? So I want to just have us all recognize that, take a long, hard look in the mirror and give ourselves some credit. Okay. The world is insane. These are just a few of the things that we are dealing with while raising our children, which is already one of the most challenging and complex things that we'll ever do. One of the most meaningful, but also a lot, right? So give yourself some credit, mama. You are doing it day in and day out, facing all of these things and still coming through it with a hug and a kiss at the end, right? Our bodies are literal portals, okay? We created life. We brought life into this 3D world. That is amazing. A soul took birth inside of us and came into the world. That's something impressive, okay? So we need to stop playing small and limiting ourselves. When we have this potential, we deserve to tap into it on a number of levels. And there is more inviting us to do that in modern culture than we realize. Consciousness is expanding everywhere. We have the ability to tap into this beyond simply giving birth and bringing new kids into the world. We can create and juggle anything we put our minds to, right? It's a learned skill, that's a survival skill, but it is also something that we can turn into an amazing strength as we move forward. So take that look. And are you seeing that woman now? Are you starting to see a little bit of that sparkle around you? Because you are pretty impressive, mom, I got to tell you. So, our next step is finding inspiration. And if you are a fantasy buff like me, then this image is speaking to you right now because we've been dreaming of those castles and those Narnias and fantasy lands and Hogwarts for some time, right? About running away and having these grand adventures. Well, we can take that inspiration and bring it into our everyday life. How, you might ask? I'm so glad you did. Let's talk about it. First, we can embrace our intuitive power. Okay. So let's really quickly talk about what intuition is, just so we're on the same page. Because exploring our innate intuitive abilities that are present in every mom can be a little intimidating if we don't know what we're talking about. Okay. So, intuition is simply a term that explains a way of gathering information that does not rely on the five senses. Okay. That's why they call it an extrasensory skill. It is not sight, hearing, sound, or smell, touch, taste. It is something that is more energetic. Okay. And like they say in Practical Magic, one of my favorite movies, there's a little witch in all of us. So, intuition is a sense of knowing. It's not related to traditional gathering of information, like I said. So, that is including gut feelings, deja vu, sixth sense, good vibes or bad vibes off of a person or a place or a situation or thing. Right? We've all experienced it. Some people brush it off, some people dive deeper into it. It's no wrong or right with this, but we should be clear that we all have it. Because intuition is one of the ways in which we connect with the universal law of divine oneness. And that states that everything is connected, all is one, and one is all. Okay. Regardless of religious doctrines, this relates back to science and the physical planes and the quantum field. It's kind of a repeated theme in everything that we've studied. So there is a connection between you, the person that I'm talking to, me, the trees that are outside, the wind that is blowing, the sun that is shining on us, or the moon and the stars. There is a connection to all of these things in a measurable, scientific, quantitative way. There is also a spiritual and energetic way that we're starting to get to monitor. Connecting and exercising our intuition with ourselves and with this oneness allows us to feel expansive, guided, limitless in our possibilities. No longer are we alone in this. We are connected, we are tuned in, we are able to tap into something a little more. And it taps us into the fact that anything and everything that is needed is at our fingertips, right? Let's talk about a practical example of this. When you first brought that baby home, I don't care how many parenting books you read, how much babysitting you've done, there were points where you were like, oh my God, what am I doing? I have no idea. How do I keep this baby alive? Like nobody checked my credentials at the door when they let me leave the hospital or, left us with this baby alone. Like you figured it out, right? You ended up having this knowing of what your baby needed. It was part figuring out their cues and part trusting yourself, letting that maternal instinct kick in, whether it was immediate or a little slower, it did eventually kick in. You formed that bond with your baby and you found a way of trusting your instincts and your intuition. So you can use practical exercises to tap into and trust your intuition amidst the demands of daily life. You can work with it daily. You can open up to it. You can ask and then listen. This can be done without any tools, without any meditations, without any formal training. All of those things will make it easier, but it can all be done simply by letting yourself ask, what is it I need to do next? What do I need to look for? What do I need to be aware of? And then listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart, with your gut, with your instincts and intuition. Watch for the signs because they'll be there if you ask for them, I promise you. And using this tool can help you find the inspiration for who you want to be and how you want to move forward. Another superpower we have is our empathy. So I just want you to recognize how empathic we all are. It is a significant part of the role we play as mother, right? And beyond. So there's a reason that Mama's Kiss solves almost every boo boo for a while, right? There's a reason they come to us first when they're hurting, whether physically or emotionally. It's that empathy. We form it and we can use it even beyond all of this because nobody can comfort them like Mama, right? And when you walk into a room, you can sense people, and especially when it's about your kids, right? Like you just know if that teacher or that daycare provider or that babysitter or that, coach is going to be a good fit for your parent, for your kid, especially as you get more advanced in the mom field and they get a little older. You figure it out, right? You have a feeling and you learn to trust it as it's proved right over and over and over again. We know people's intentions because we are dialed in empathically to them. And it goes both ways because when we're stressed, they're stressed, right? And even if you are the best in the world at bottling that stuff up and keeping it all inside and never show or crack the smile, right? Like the facade is on lock. You could be getting an Emmy for this performance. They're still going to know and they react and respond because they can feel it, right? Our empathic ability is vibrating on a resonance that they pick up and then they get stressed out too. And they connect on such a deep level with us. So we really have to use this wisely. And how do we do that? Well, we can breathe. I mean, we all do it. We have to do it a lot when we're dealing with these kids when they're testing every limit. We take those deep breaths in. We can ground ourselves and we can center. And there's a lot of ways to do this. I couldn't do it justice to touch on all of them, but you will find a way that works for you. And if you needed more resources around this, let me know. I will share them because it is important that you are able to come back to yourself. And we talk about regulating a lot these days, whether you're gentle parenting or not, right? We show them through the techniques we use when we're stressed the heck out. So this is a way to manage and protect our energy while nurturing others. Breathe, ground, shield, align. All of these things are important to protect ourselves and our empathic nature and to use this power for good instead of evil. Still with me? Okay, let's talk about the next step in a makeover. Make a commitment to the new. I want you to say this with me out loud right now. I'm not kidding. I want you, whatever you're doing, whoever's going to look at you crazy, do it anyway. Ready? I am making now my time to embrace my infinitely powerful me. Okay, did you believe that? Did you believe yourself just now? Do you believe that you'll follow through if I give you the tools to make this happen? That is the power of belief. Okay. And it is so important because if we do not believe in the commitments that we make, we will self sabotage. Your brain has already made a decision right now, here and now. Saying that, listening to me talk to you about it, it has made a decision. Either, yes, I'm all in and I'm doing this, or nope, that does not sound possible for me. And either way you've gone is going to be proved right because of your belief system. And this is so important that it is the foundation of everything I do when I work with my clients. It is the first 4 weeks of my 12-week program. It is the first pillar of my Betwixt method, belief. Whether you believe that there is possibility for you or you believe that there isn't, you will find ways to prove it out for yourself. And the belief thing, oh, so heavy, right? We've all heard about inner critic and the victim mentality and scarcity mindset and all and on and on and on and on. So fourth falls under this category. Beliefs are tricky because we hold them so deeply and they shape our world. They literally shape our world. Not to say that we change the external world around us, but the perception we have of the world, ourselves, our place in it, and what's possible is what dictates our reality on a very real way. And I know this because I've gone from one extreme to another, and I work with people all the time on the same thing. So we have to start with the belief, which is why we need to make that commitment. So even if it seems impossible now, if you can commit to believing that you could someday believe, that you are infinitely powerful and all things are possible and limitless abilities, then everything can change. Do you think you could make that to believe in the belief that it's possible? Because that can change so much. And let's talk about how. Okay. We do it one piece at a time. This is so major. Okay. This was a huge component of what I did on my own personal health and fitness journey to lose over 100 pounds and maintain that loss through 2 pregnancies and child rearing. Okay. One piece at a time. It does not take quantum leaps. That happens sometimes, but more often than not, it's one little step, one little piece at a time. And I can break them down for you. First piece is asking why. Okay. Why is huge. There's a reason why every self help and motivational speaker and coach and guru is going to talk to you about your why. Why matters. Why are you here? Why do you want something different? Why are you listening to me right now? Right? Can you envision a child in front of you, your child, or maybe yourself as a child? Just get that picture in your mind really quickly. Looking at you, that sweet, innocent little face, hanging on your every word. Now I want to tell them, now I want you to tell them in your mind, you don't get to pursue something that you're really excited or passionate or interested in because there's no maybe time, money, or space, or everyone else's needs are more important than theirs. How does that feel to you? And like it just knots your gut up, right? Like you would never tell a child that, especially not your own, and watch their little face crumple. No, but this is what we do to ourselves every time we close the door on a prospect or possibility before even giving it a chance. And this, more damaging still, is what we show them when we don't pursue our dreams. Children learn from what we do, not from what we say. You can't say, do as I say and not as I do. That never works. If we tell them they could be the next president or astronaut or Nobel Prize winner, and then we go look in the mirror and tell ourselves, oh, you're so stupid. You can't do this. You're so ugly and fat. Oh my God, you'll never accomplish anything. This is just the way things are. What do you think they're going to take on? What we model, right? It's what we show them that they're going to imprint the most heavily and then take and go forward with. So, why will you work for this? Is that little child's face going to be a motivation that's going to push you when things are hard, when it doesn't feel like they're working, when you just want to take it easy and it seems like a lot more preferable to go back to the same old than to try and push for something more. Why will you model this for your kids? Because when you connect with that why, when the core why is in your mind, then nothing can stop you. Nothing can slow you down. Every setback will just look like a step up because you figured out something that didn't work in time to pivot. Okay? It matters to connect with your why. And the next little step is the what. Are you clear on what you want? It sounds like a simple question, right? But I find so many people are not. What would bring the magic back into your life? Have you lost touch with or maybe outgrown what used to be so clear in your mind? Right? Like we say what we want to be when we grow up. How many of us actually did that? Right? Right? We change and we evolve, and that's important and that matters. But then do we sit down and ask ourselves, well, what do I want to be now? No, not really. Not very often. Not unless we're in a real rough place, right? We need a clear idea of what our what has evolved into, of what we have evolved into, and what that means for us. What would bring back the magic in your life and make every day feel enchanted? So do me a favor really quickly. And again, don't, if you're driving, please don't, but close your eyes for a minute and think about the last time that you felt truly aligned, joyful, fulfilled, hopeful in that moment. What was going on? What were you doing? Or maybe not doing? Who was with you? When did it end? Can you not even think of a time? So go ahead and come back to me now because this is an exercise that you can do on your own time over and over and over again. And it's kind of like a good check in, right? Every 6 months, sitting down and sitting with this what and think about what was the last time I felt truly aligned? What was I working for? What was going on? What do I need to feel like I'm back in that place and flow? What is a really powerful step? And it relates directly to our next one, which is who? Who are you now? You don't just get to say mom here because that's the whole point, right? Mom matters. It's one of my core elements. It's how I self identify above almost anything else. And that's beautiful, but that is not all that I am. And it's not all that you are. Who are you? Who is the person outside or underneath the mom role? Who do you want to be? Is another amazing and powerful question. If you are not happy with who you are now, who do you want to be? That's the whole point of a makeover, right? That is why fairy godmother comes along and bops Cinderella into a princess because that's who she wants to be. Maybe not because of the role, but that's okay, right? Like what motivates us to be who we want to be is our own personal story. But we do need to know our who. We need to know who we are now or who we want to become. Both are important and they will help you on this journey. It is a step you do need to answer. And the next two steps we're going to combine because they, as you can imagine, are where and when. Where can you make space for you? Just like being here, where can you start to carve out little pieces of time for you and not just to sit in a bubble bath and scroll reels? Okay. Where can you carve out time to start making steps forward toward that who you want to be, towards that life you want to have? And your why will help you do it, even if it seems like there's never a spare second. Okay. Where do you want to be heading? Because when you know that, you can start to change the course. And it doesn't take more than one step at a time, one teeny little fraction of adjustment, 1 degree can make all the difference. And when? I will just say this if not now, then when, mama? I mean, it's so easy to later ourselves, to later our plans and goals and dreams. But how many times do we later it and never get to it? When, mama? Answer that. When are you going to make this leap? And if not for yourself, then for them. Back to that why, okay? When will you honor your why? Okay. If that was feeling a little heavy, I want you to know this is not about changing you, okay? It really, really isn't. This is about staying true to you, the you that has gotten lost or overshadowed or shifted because of life and momming and work and partners and just all the things, right? This is not about becoming someone that's drastically different. It's about becoming the true you, right? Course correcting or unveiling that you that's been buried under all of this stuff. Beyond motherhood, reclaim your identity. The importance of self discovery is so powerful, you guys. It is something that I have multiple tools that I work with my clients on because identifying and reconnecting to yourself is how you become an empowered mom. And it's how you show your kids how to find their true selves as they're navigating the wild world of social interactions and deciding what you're going to be for the rest of your life when you're 8 and you're just on and on and on. How do they navigate the world as themselves if we don't show them ways to reconnect to that? Okay? Because there are strategies to balance your role as a mom, as an individual, and as someone who's going for their dreams, your unique, beautiful, passionate dreams. You can make all of this happen. And as you do, you might find you become a better mom in the process because you're happy. Remember, we talked about happy moms make happy kids and happy homes. So, truly, reconnecting with yourself, reclaiming your identity can remove so many obstacles. It can empower you again. It can light that fire. It can get the spark going. And some days it'll be easier than others. I won't lie. But this is why I work with my clients on a balance. I call it the whole self healthy lifestyle because it balances things like your physical health, your mental and emotional and social and spiritual and financial and all the things, right? All of these aspects are so interconnected that if you do not balance them, then you lose yourself, right? Like the dominoes start to fall, the house of cards falls apart. This I know intimately because it is exactly what led me to more than 6 years of a severe clinical depression. And climbing out of that hole is when I started to see how all of these pillars of my life, how this wheel of my life had gotten so imbalanced that there was no way I was going to go anywhere other than a crash. So, this is one of the parts of my Betwixt method. This is why I am so passionate about working with moms on finding this identity and finding their unique personal balance. Because once you have it, then you also need to know how can you make plans and set up systems so that if one of those starts to wobble, you can catch it before it falls and knocks everything else down. Okay. Staying true to you means identifying your personal, unique, individual, tailor life balance for the whole healthy you. It's going to look different for each and every one of us. And none is right or wrong. It's what's right for you. And having someone to help you find it, identify it clearly, get it in balance, and then help you plan for what happens if it starts to wobble is how you can stay true to you, even when life gets crazy and chaotic and somebody gets sick or there's an emergency or an extra bill shows up, right? All of these things that would normally knock us out of whack for a while, we can deal with because we have reconnected with our true self. We have rebalanced, reclaimed our identity, our power, our magic, our real self. Okay. So, crafting your magical mama mindset, right? It's what you came here for. Let's talk about how we do that. So, in 4 very simplified steps, to craft your magical mama mindset, you need to synthesize intuition, empathy, metaphysical knowledge, and personal identity into one powerful mindset. Okay. All of the steps that we talked about for this makeover, you bring them all together. And naturally, in the course of doing each and every one of these, you will get to that place where they just blend, mesh, meld, become your own unique synthesis of all of the elements. Then you need to use the power of words to cast a spell. I love this. So there's a reason why the quote resonates so strongly with everyone that words have power. That's why we call it spelling. My magical, witchy, amazing mamas, you understand how powerful the words are that we tell ourselves, that we tell our kids. They can cut us down or lift us up in equal measure. So use those words. I work with my clients on a very specific way of creating affirmations. I call them affirmations. I've had people talk about them as post hypnotic suggestions, mantras, power words, intention statements, whatever you call it, using the power of words in a ritual way tailored to your journey as a magical mama will cast the spell that makes this all happen. You don't need the fairy godmother. You don't need the wand. You don't need the fairy dust. You can do it with the power of words if you use the right words in the right ways. And if this is something you want guidance on or support around, let me know because it's exactly what I do in one very big component of my program and work with my clients on. Perform these rituals daily, okay? For a while, go through every step of the makeover process in the morning. Use your powerful spells and do it over and over again because you've been in this place for a long time. It's going to take some work to get you out of it, right? We don't just want to be in the amazing magical princess fairyland until midnight. We want this to be the rest of our lives. So keep repeating the process to really make it stick. And finally, divine the future by owning the now. Okay? We cannot change the past. We cannot control the future. We have now, here and now, and every choice we make determines what our tomorrow will be. We can use here and now to make the tomorrow better, to make each day better and better and better and better, and go to new heights than you could possibly imagine right now. All by developing your own personalized action plan that continues your growth and empowerment. This is what I call in my Betwixt program and method transformation. In my 12-week Craft Your Mindset program, in my Betwixt method that you learn in there, transformation is the final part because it makes manifestation just a natural byproduct of everything you've already done. And it comes from triggering the universal law of action by showing yourself, first and foremost, then the universe, then everybody around you, that you are ready to own this. You have your belief, you are empowered, and you have transformed. You are not changed. This will not be an overnight temporary, I lost 5 pounds last week and I've gained 6 or 7 more next week, right? This is, I am no longer a caterpillar. I have transformed into a butterfly. And I will never again be a ground-bound creature. I will always spread my magical, colorful wings and fly and live among the flowers. If that sounds amazing to you, can I just hear it? Can you just say, yes, I want this? Yes, I'm ready. So now you need to know, or now you do know, right? Now you know the steps for a magical mama mindset makeover. You know that the makeover takes looking in the mirror and being really honest, giving yourself credit for where you're at and what you're going through, finding your inspiration through connecting with that intuition and the empathy superpower you have, committing to the new, right? Getting into a place where you have that belief that this is not only possible, but that it's going to happen for you. Taking it one piece at a time, can ask the why and connect with it deeply. Then to bring on the what, the the where, the how, the when, the why, just all of it. Bring all of those pieces together, one piece at a time, one question at a time, one step at a time, and stay true to you. Through that process, you cannot help but reconnect with your truest sense of self. You can find a way to build that whole self healthy life balance that is yours, unique, custom, tailored, and identified, then protected by proactive planning for what happens when one of those starts to get wobbly. And when you synthesize them all together, when you cast the spell with your words and you let yourself truly have it, it is amazing what opens up for you, what unlocks. So now are you ready? Are you ready to have your own magical makeover? Are you ready to take on the wand from me and be your own fairy godmother? Because I'm so excited. I want to let you know that just like a new look can boost your confidence and give you a bounce in your step, a new mindset can unlock whole worlds of possibilities for you. And I don't want you to just walk away from all of this nodding. Okay. I don't want you to be like, oh, wow, yeah, totally makes sense. I love it. So exciting. And then tomorrow, nothing changes. I want you to take action. Okay. I want you to live with that commitment that we talked about, even if you just are willing to be willing to believe that it's possible. And to that end, I want to bring out the gift. Okay. I want you to join me in my 12-week Craft Your Mindset program. This is where I show you the bridge that is over the gap from betwixt where you are and where you long to be living that life of your dreams come true. This is 4 weeks per pillar, belief, empowerment, transformation, where you get the whole package of the betwixt method that changes your mind, changes your world, makes manifestation just a natural byproduct, and in a really practical way that works with crazy mom life because it's made by a crazy mom for crazy moms, a mom and a business owner, right? Because if you're truly ready to embrace the magical mama that you are while having a new level of belief in your mindset and your manifestation powers and the life of your dreams, I want you to join me. I want you to join us in the Craft Your Mindset program. So, why am I doing this? Okay. Well, I believe in you and your dreams. I believe you have these dreams because that is spirit, the universe, the divine, whatever you want to call it, showing you the life that you are meant to live. Okay. It is yours to have. You just have to exercise free will enough to take it. And because that's not so easy, I want to help you because I've been led to this by my guides. It's the messaging that I've been getting for so long to share this message and this method with those who need it most, those who were like me not so many years ago. I am a busy mom and business owner who understands how little support busy moms and business owners feel like they have or feel like they can ask for. I want to be there for you. It is my passion, my purpose, and my calling to help others. I hope you can hear that because it lights me up and I cannot help but share it. And I believe in my soul, in the power and magic that is mindset. I have seen it in myself. I have seen it in my clients. I see it every single day. And I want to help you see it too. I want you to feel it and connect to it. And if I could help you do that, it would be my greatest honor because I truly believe that everyone is being called to live their lives of their dreams as a gift from the universe for being here and now. It is my complete honor to be in a position to nurture and guide others along the path that I am traveling at the same time. So, does that sound interesting to you? Would you like to know more? Well, then I want you to take advantage of booking a free discovery call with me. Okay, because if you'll allow me to support you, I will not only walk through the exact steps that I have taken and continue to take to manifest the life of my dreams, which includes emerging from severe clinical depression without therapy or medication, losing over 100 pounds, multiple success stories against infertility, manifesting a book deal, getting a free new to us car. It goes on and on and on, from big to small, every single day. You'll also receive access to weekly trainings and bite sized exercises that take you through my Betwixt method that makes this whole thing not only possible, but practical, workable, achievable. You'll join a community of like minded people, all working towards their goals and their ideal selves. You'll be able to take advantage of a weekly Q&A session that I offer that includes some coaching, your chance to get those questions answered in real time, and guidance card pulls. You'll get the accountability of both myself and your fellow dreamers as you work through this program together. And you'll never again have to wonder what the next steps you have to take are or how to take them. And you won't feel like you have to take them alone. So, if all that sounds good, I want you to book your free call with me, okay? I'm sharing a link right now. You can click that and jump into my calendar. And I want you to do it soon because my calendar is crazy busy. I would love for you to give yourself this for Mother's Day. Okay. If I could see you in here before Sunday so we could chat and see if this could be the thing that you're ready to make a real thing, like to really honor mama, to make it the magical thing, the magical life and you, an experience that you've been dreaming for so long. Oh, I would love to give that to you. So, this free 30-minute discovery call is where we talk about what your dreams are. I get to listen to you and we talk about what might have been holding you back from having this magical mama mindset for so long. And then we talk about what it might look like to work together in craft your mindset to use that betwixt method to get you there. Okay. No obligations whatsoever, just two people talking, two mamas connecting. So I hope if that sounds good, I'll see you on my calendar before Mother's Day, or even if it has to be a little after. I get it. Our schedules are crazy. It's almost summer, but I hope I see you on there. Okay. Because I would love to talk to you and hear your story. So just thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here, for sharing this with me, for letting me light a fire in you to give you just a spark of what is possible. I hope that this is just the beginning of our journey together. I am sharing this link one more time so that you can take advantage of that free 30-minute discovery call. And I have another surprise for you if you do. It's an extra little discount that I would love to share with you if you want to be one of our dream catcher clients. Get on my calendar now before it's full up. I am so grateful that you were here. I'm so thankful that you are exploring this for yourself, for your family, for your future. And I hope we will be talking soon. Thank you so much.